Let's see how she's coping with the pressure.
While the top 10 finalists are announced, Kimberly waits anxiously, hoping to realize a lifelong dream.
The 5th position and halfway through, the Philippines.
When I got to number 5 at Universe, I started shaking in my knees. I did. I really did.
3 spots left. The A spot goes to South Africa.
I thought, okay, maybe they're saving the best for last.
Now the 10th and final spot, the quest for the 1999 Miss Universe pageant goes to Venezuela.
And then it just kind of skipped over me. I have to say the first 10-15 minutes was really hard.
Even though Kimberly doesn't make the top 10, she tries hard to keep it together. After all, she'll still have to get back on that stage for the rest of the live telecast.
You didn't see any tears? No. That's because those came from dressing room. It's really hard because I really wanted this. In all honesty, I have no idea what happened.
I think everyone expected that they would just have Miss USA in the top 10 because she was Miss USA, and she didn't get in, and neither did the host country. And I think that dispelled 2 of the rumors that Miss USA and the host country always get in. And while there were fine candidates, this was a competitive pageant.
There were girls that were really disappointed. I was one of them. And there were those that it didn't really matter to them because they were just there for the fun. And those that their life sort of depended on it, they were devastated. One of the contestants was outside ripping her hair out. It was not a very good sight, but the good thing about it is that we all came together.
Why should there be tears? We are all winners from our country, so there's nothing to be crying about.
I am looking forward to still being Miss USA because I still have that. I have a whole year ahead of myself.
If I would have gotten back on the stage mopey and upset that I didn't make top 10, that would have ruined everything that I was there for. It's important. You got to be a good sport about everything you do. You can't win everything, right?
Pageants are a very subjective thing. You can ask 10 people their opinion and get 10 different opinions.
Naturally, Kim has her own opinion about who should become the next Miss Universe.
Whoever does win this, I will be living with for the next year. So I hope someone that I get along with.
Back on stage, local dancers light fires in limbo to kick off the swimsuit finals.
Puerto Rico. Spain. Botswana. India.
Changing how people perceive beauty by allowing different types of figures, different backgrounds be shown and featured on international television. And I don't think people have to believe that you have to conform to what was the American ideal of beauty, blonde hair, blue eyes, and fake breasts.
Then the girls dress up for the top 10 evening gown parade. After another cut, the final 5 are asked some tricky questions by host Jack Wagner.
You said that you'd like to be the first female president of your country. What would you do differently than the president of the United States?
Ooh. A lot.
In my hand are the names of 3 delegates who still have a chance to be crowned Miss Universe 99. In random order, Spain, Philippines, Botswana.
But even with the end of the pageant in sight, no one is prepared for the final question.
If Miss Universe were to become pregnant during her reign, should she be allowed to continue as Miss Universe?
Well, when the final question was asked, you heard a from the crowd.
Ningún problema. I don't see why not. I believe that she should continue with her reign.
If she should fall pregnant, it will not in any way interrupt her duties. I believe that as a woman, she should celebrate her femininity. Thank you.
It was a very tough, on-the-spot question. But the pageant embraced a problem that had come up during the pageant when one of the contestants had to leave because it was learned that she was pregnant. So it was a very fair question embracing Miss Universe in 1999.
When we return, a new Miss Universe is crowned. Miss USA goes home, and the pregnancy controversy heats up.
That's a very difficult situation to be in.
Welcome back to Trinidad. I'm Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Universe 1998. And now, it's time to find out which of the finalists will become the next Miss Universe. And after, we'll talk to them to find out how they really feel.
Second runner-up is Spain.
Though she received the highest scores in both the swimsuit and evening gown competitions, Miss Spain has to settle for second runner-up. And only 2 competitors remain. Miss Philippines, who fell at the presentation show, and Miss Botswana, her nation's first ever Miss Universe delegate.
Tonight, the first runner-up and winner of a cash scholarship from Oscar de la Renta Swimwear is Philippines, the 1999 Miss Universe, Botswana!
I was excited, I was happy, I was overwhelmed, I was a bit scared. You realize then when you put the crown head, what you've actually done, you've actually won in Miss Universe. And therefore, you know, you've got a great responsibility.
Upule Kwalakobi's first responsibility as Miss Universe is to answer some tough questions at the post-pageant press conference. Foremost on many reporters' minds is Miss Guam's sudden withdrawal from the pageant because she was pregnant.
I feel that when you enter beauty pageants, you do symbolize women, and women do get pregnant and they do have children. So therefore, I see being pregnant not interrupting anything that I do in my life.
I thought it's about time the question came, and I answered it, you know, the way that I felt, you know, any woman would want a question answered, and that is women are very capable people, and they can still succeed no matter what.
The pronunciation of Upule's name is another subject of concern for the American media.
My name in itself is a short of what it should actually be, because Mbula is a short for Matlali Bula. So if it was full, it would be Matlali Bula. But my mother realized that's a mouthful, and she called me Mbule, and that was short for it.
After Miss Universe graciously handles the press, it's time for the coronation ball. And the Trinbagonians sure know how to throw a party.
The new Miss Universe, I like her a lot. So I think it was a great choice. I told her, I said, girl, you go for it. I mean, we spoke many times and she was just, Mervinia, am I going to get the crown? Am I going to get the crown? Mervinia, it's the first time my country is entering into this pageant. I really like, you know, to do this for my country. And she did it.
Even the girls who didn't win are left with some very fond memories.
Not making it to the final 10, I had gotten a lot closer with Miss USA, Kimberly, because we shared something very special after together. And Miss Venezuela as well, who was sort of, you know, in the running as well. She came backstage and we all shared a very close moment. So for me, it culminated in one really